The Power of Strategic Silence, A Quiet Strength for Effective Leadership Abstract. This article examines the underutilized yet potent leadership tool of strategic silence. While communication skills rightly remain a focus in leadership literature, certain studies now validate that selectively employing stillness over additional speech can foster psychological safety, build trust, and enhance decision-making by allowing time for reflection, understanding diverse perspectives, and formulating thoughtful responses. Drawing from situational leadership theories, case examples illustrated across nonprofits, healthcare, academia, and technology demonstrate strategic silence's versatility in empowering staff, mitigating resistance to change, facilitating open discussion, and maintaining presence with minimal interference through judicious usage of attentive listening. Ultimately, the article makes a compelling case that adept alternating commentary with well-timed stillness optimizes outcomes for any organizational leader by cultivating understanding, eliciting discretionary efforts, and advancing goals through discerning when thoughtfully deploy one's voice versus yield the floor. Leadership requires the adept wielding of both words and silence. Yet the power of the latter is often overlooked or undervalued. Effective communication in leadership frequently relies on the ability to listen, think, and speak at the opportune moment. While talkativeness may seem synonymous with confidence and competence, it can also indicate insecurity in decision and a lack of discernment. Today we will explore how strategic silence can be a formidable, albeit underrated, tool for organizational leadership. By learning when and how to judiciously employ stillness over speech, leaders can foster employee autonomy, build rapport, and strategically advance organizational goals. Research validating the power of strategic silence. Extant leadership literature has long recognized the importance of effective communication for motivating teams, gaining buy-in for initiatives, resolving conflicts, and more. Nordhaus, 2016. Uckel, 2010. However, the majority of studies emphasize talkativeness and charisma as hallmarks of strong leadership, neglecting the virtue of silence. Groisberg and Slind. 2012a. More recent work has begun to address this gap, validating strategic silence as a tactic that cultivates psychological safety, builds trust, and enhances decision-making quality. Situational leadership theories emphasize adapting one's style to the task and follower's development level. Hersey and Blanchard. 1988. This includes knowing when directive, supportive, participatory, or delegating approaches best serve the situation. Strategic silence denotes adjusting one's degree of commentary to optimize outcomes. Research links overconfidence in decision-making to excessive talk and a lack of reflection. Estebro et al. 2007. By pausing before responding or avoiding unnecessary chatter, leaders can circumvent hasty conclusions and flawed choices that damage credibility over time. Studies show that listening attentively builds understanding and rapport between leaders and followers. Groisberg and Slind. 2012b. Reserved speech allows time for digesting others' perspectives and formulating thoughtful replies, strengthening relationships. The upshot is that strategic silence supplements but does not replace active communication. With discernment, it furthers leadership effectiveness. The next section explores specific applications. Heads of specific industry application examples. Nonprofit leadership. The CEO of a large international humanitarian aid NGO is known for listening more than talking in meetings. This gives staff confidence to freely surface concerns without fear of rebuke or premature assessment. It also yields deeper problem identification and well-considered solutions. Healthcare administration. A hospital administrator deliberately remains silent after delivering difficult news, like round cuts or policy changes, to avoid any perceived defensiveness. This allows processing time for questions and feedback, mitigating resistance to upcoming adjustments. Academic leadership. A university president judiciously picks moments to interact. Selectively commenting only a few times per lengthy faculty assembly. This strategic interspersing of remarks maintains presence while enabling open discussion and consensus building with minimal interference. Technology entrepreneurship. When pitching investors, the founder of a tech startup reserves the final minute of the allotted time for questions instead of adding superfluous details. This leaves a compelling yet concise impression while demonstrating comfort with uncertainty and ability to think on one's feet. Conclusion. While talkativeness has its place, leaders should not underestimate the power of strategic silence. Research validates its benefits for fostering autonomy, building relationships, circumventing biases, and enhancing decision-making. Through case illustrations spanning the non-profit, healthcare, academic, and technology realms, this paper demonstrated silence's versatility for cultivating buy-in amid uncertainty, responsibly fielding criticism, and commanding influence with composure. Leaders who learn to judiciously yield the floor through attentive listening build understanding and unlock others' discretionary efforts. By alternating speech with well-timed stillness, they optimize outcomes and lead most effectively. Overall, strategic silence is a quiet yet formidable strength for organizational leadership worth employing with discernment.